Shalom. I want to start giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone for teaching us scriptures, among other things. And salutations to all the Akyam across the earth who are doing this work in sincerity and in truth. And Shalom to the sincere brothers and sisters who are at home watching the videos and do their best to please Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai. So yeah, man. So this is an article that I actually want to go into. I just stumbled upon it. And this is the thing. They've been busy. They've been talking about it. And this is what they want to do. Basically, what they want to do in Amsterdam. That's this capital city of Holland, and that's where they want to start with this. But yeah, this is also things like this shows us that Esau is the so-called devil that the Bible speaks of, the Edomites, the so-called white people, that they are the devil that the Bible speaks of, because they are all about wickedness, and I'm going to read the article in a bit, but basically, in a short note, it talks about that at night they want to raise the price of electricity, of energy. So at nighttime, and they want to start it from 5 o'clock to 9 o'clock in the evening, that you're going to pay more. And those are the times that, the majority of people might reach home from their work. So if you, well, after a hard day works, you would like a nice hot shower. You want your house to be warm. Okay, now this time, we are heading towards the spring is there, spring is in the air. We going towards better weather, but yeah, it's still cold at night, there are still nights when it's still freezing. But yeah, Esau is the devil, and things like this keep showing us, and a lot of people don't want to see it, that he's a devil, because how the fuck are you gonna planning that, for example, make it like during the day expensiver to use electricity, for example, when the people who actually how you say that, take care of themselves, are at the job, and basically the people that are the elderly people, or the people that basically living of welfare, that they have to pay a bigger bill if they want to be at home, rotting on the couch all day. So let me just read the article. Grid up, and this from the Telegraph, which is a big news platform, in Holland. It's like, yeah. So let me just read the article. Grid operators make electricity consumption between 5 and 9 in the evening relatively more expensive on an overcrowded power grid. And that's also a thing, I saw many clips, about how they get this electricity. You should wonder yourself why they got this high things with cables for electricity. Do you think that the people that support you with the electricity, that they pay for it, like I said, these so-called white people, these Edomites, they're the devil that the Bible speaks about, so they be fucking you over from all sides, man. But yeah, not gonna go into those things, because YouTube might fall over it, talking about you giving misinformation or whatever, so yeah, let me just focus on the article. So grid operators make electricity consumption between 5 and 9 in the evening relatively more expensive on an overcrowded power grid. And this is also another thing, because they've been pushing to the max, that people should stop using gas, and at least lowering down on the gas and all that, even the place where I live, the house that I live nowadays, I believe after maybe 2 or 3 years then I was living here. Yeah, I think after 1 year could also be that they started to renovate the house, and they had all these plans, like these houses wouldn't had no gas no more, so we had had to step over to this how you call this induction cooking and all that shit, with floor heaters in it, and all these things like solar panels on the roof and all these things. But yeah, that was a huge investments. So eventually they didn't do it. They only placed like double glass windows and stuff like that. Like the things that cost there less. Because yeah, like I said, keep mentioning it. These white people, these so-called white people, the Edomites, they are the devil that the Bible speaks about. So they, things like this, they want to put in little and get the most out of it. Because that's basically what they wanted to do. That's why they didn't do all these plans that they had before. And when the thing with Ukraine started, they had a good reason to raise up the oil price, the gas price, and everything. People were already had to deal with crazy bills for gas and all that. So a lot of people, they moved to so-called heater pumps, and these heater pumps, they work with electricity, so that's a way to you install like an airco which can also heat, and yeah, so a lot of people, they did that, so that they didn't have to use the they don't have to use gas, for the heaters to basically get the house on an livable temperature, so now, that's the same way what they did with the electric cars, pushing it to everybody, like here in Holland, people with electric cars, they didn't have to pay road tax, but now, since January, they have to pay road tax. And these electric vehicles, they have big ass batteries, so they are heavy as fuck. And the weight decides the price that you have to pay for the road tax. So these people, a lot of these people, they're already angry. So it's for them, it's no longer how you say that, profitable to drive an electric car. Also, a lot of people wanted to make like a loading dock for the car at the house and all that, and try to raise their own energy. They were all going against it. They were forbidden to do such things. So there was no, there's actually no I say that advantage. Yeah, it's better. There are many articles that shows you that it's better to drive a car, a gasoline car, than an electric vehicle. But yeah, back to the article. Amsterdam. Those who use a lot of electricity during the busiest hour on the already overcrowded electricity grid will have to pay relatively more for it. This higher price during peak hours, such as between 5 and 9 in the evening, is advocated by several grid operators. By making electricity relatively expensive during peak hours and working with a lower rate during off-peak hours with less consumption, the power grid would help to save energy that can barely cope with the consumption during that peak hour, which with such a peak charge, the total energy bill can be reduced, several grid operators calculate. Yeah, of course. And then eventually they're not going to do it. So they claim like they're going to make a peak hours, and then you have to pay more for your electricity. And then overall, the bill, the electricity bills should get smaller. Fucking BS, man. Last year, Netbeheer Nederland came up with the proposal of a lower off-peak rate, which make consumption during this peak relatively more expensive. This has been submitted to the supervisory authority Netherlands Authority for Consumers and Markets (ACM). The watchdogs will make a decision on this. Energy consumption more expensive during peak hours. Several grid operators have already expressed the positive views in recent years on ways to charge more during peak hours because their electricity grids are becoming overloaded. Up until now, households have been asked voluntarily to do laundry or turn on the heat pump at other times. You see that? So you have to do your laundry, when you're not home. Maybe your wash machine start to leak or whatever, and you're not home, and heat your house while you be at your job. See, that is bullshit, man. Esau is backwards, man. Makes no sense. Staten called this week to consume less at those peaks, and Nexus also feels for a tariff to stimulate consumers. To few households change their behavior, the grid operators conclude. Tests in other markets show that if consumers have to pay more, they do change their behavior. Yeah, of course. Nobody likes to pay more if it's not necessary. But yeah, Esau forcing you to do that. Now more than ever, this is necessary, said the grid operators. Price incentives forces consumption at other times. According to the grid operations, this price incentives can lead to lower investments in the power grid. In October last year, the trade association Netbeheer Nederland calculated that a flexible tariff could ultimately lead to savings from around 30 billion, which the people never gonna see. TenneT, the operator of the main grid, states that expansion will require another 200 billions in cost in the coming years to accommodate increasing consumption. And that's also another thing, that shows you that he got in the spirit, and with he, I mean the so-called white people, that they got in the spirit, they going to continue forever, talking about the years, this and this is coming. Look around you, when you see all these things going on, Yahweh Shai is around the corner, Technically, the extra pricing during peak hours is feasible. Many households already have a so-called smart meter, which continually records for the grid operators at which time a household consumes electricity. The exact amount of the levy has not yet been determined, and its introduction could take years, the grid operations emphasize. Yeah, great story, man. So this is the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So, this already should show you who is ruler, who is ruling and who is making up all these rules, And conclusion, that's the so-called white people. So that shows you that they are in rulership. Yeah, and the Most High put them there. This is the book of Romans, chapter 13 and 1. But let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there's no power but of Yahweh. The powers that be are ordained of Yahweh. Whosoever resisted the power resisted the ordinance of Yahweh, and they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation. So, people go and protest and all that, like, for example, like a couple of years ago with the C-19 during the lockdowns, people were going against the government. But yeah, hey, the Most High put them there. That's why you don't see us taking part in these demonstrations and all that bullshit, because we know it's, this is the will of Yahweh Ratazah. This is his will, This is his movie that's been played out, And for punishment, we have to suffer this shit. We have to suffer under this numbskull, under this idiot, That's just part of our punishment, So let me see. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 2 and verse 20. Daniel answered and said, Blessed be the name of Yahweh forever and ever, for wisdom and might are his. And he changes the time and the seasons. He removeth kings and set up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise and knowledge to them that know understanding. So this shows you that the Most High, he decides who's going to rule. He puts them in place. He can put up a king and he can take a king out, It's all Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing. It's the book of Micah, chapter 2 and 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds, When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of the hand. And that's exactly what you see going on. Yeah, they talking about this and that. People want to demonstrate and go against it, but eventually he's going to do whatever he desires, you know. And of course, it is Yahweh Ratazah. But yeah, it is what it is. So this is the book of Micah, chapter 1 and chapter 2 and verse 2. And they covered fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. And that's what you see going on. So here you go on your job, you have all these bullshit rules that Esau got going on that you have to keep, you know. So you're tired, sick and tired from dealing with these devils, numbskulls, your idiot co-workers, and they come home, and then if you wanna, you know, you wanna take a nice warm shower, or you wanna turn on the heater a little bit, you know, you got a heat pump outside or whatever, you know, because you want to do the best for the environment, you know. but there you are for 5 till 9 in the evening. So 5 o'clock, like I said, 5 o'clock is the time that majority of people, they coming home from their work, you know. So you be sitting in the dark in a dark and a cold house, and after 9 you can start using the heater and put your lights on, basically, you know. This is a real devil, man. This is a real devil for you, man. That's a real devil. Let me see, what more do I got? Yeah, this one's also good. So this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 4, verse 16. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief. Yeah, you know, like I said, they keep on planning about how can they make your life basically miserable, you know. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. So yeah, you see it, you know, they sleep not unless they cause some to fall, unless they have done some shit, you know. It's in the spirit. He's created to do evil, man. That's what it is. And that reminds me to another scripture. It's also beautiful to end it up with. Let me see, the book of Jeremiah. Book of Jeremiah, chapter 13. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 13 and verse 23. Can the Ethiopian change his skin, or the leopard his spots? So the Ethiopian, you know, he got a dark skin. You can say bleaching, but by thought he's not able to change his skin. Or the leopard his spot. A leopard is known for his spot. Then may ye also good that are accustomed to do evil. See, there you have it. You know, they are created to do evil, so they will do evil. You know, that's what it is. So yeah, man, with that, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Rukakadash, double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone for teaching those scriptures, among other things, and salutations to all the Akyam across the earth who are doing this work in sincerity and truth. So with that, and shalom to the sincere brothers and sisters who are at home watching the videos and do their best to please Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai. So with that, I'm going to say shalom.